It can be very painful to paint, and at the same time you can get some pleasure out of painting. And if you are not painting, you can get some pleasure out of doing nothing, and at the same time you can feel a lot of pain because you are not painting. An artist I knew used to receive a lot of God's grace when he painted. So he chose to work instead of doing nothing, because then he could receive God's grace. I think that was a deal between him and Spirit, that if he worked for Spirit and was given God's grace that way, his art would offer grace to the people that loved his art. The same grace he received from Spirit when he worked with art is the grace that his audience received when they looked at his art. So it was a very strange deal, because you can talk about a curse of grace, because when you are traumatized as a child, and you are unable to live through it as an adult, or you choose not to go through the emotions of your past experiences, to experience consciously for the first time what it meant to experience what you experienced as a child. You actually, by the grace of God, you work around the trauma. And what this artist died of was cancer, and cancer is related to past issues. There are people saying that of cancer cases, they never looked into a cancer case that was without issues of the past. So the traumas are materialized in the body, and if you don't work with it to remove the manifestation of the trauma in the body, you get sick and die. The only way to keep a healthy body is to clean up everything and use the light that enters into your body from spirits. You have to use it to heal the body instead of egoistically use it for fame and money, because that is going to kill you. And this artist friend of mine, he knew that he was selfish and egoistic, and he was afraid of stardom. He was afraid of getting rich as an artist, and he was afraid of fame, because he knew that his ego, he was identifying with ego, and fame would turn him into a nasty person that he didn't want to become. So he chose to not be successful, and in that way steer away from the problems that he faced identifying with ego.